Welcome to another Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. Each week we have different individuals from various organizations around the viewing area come in and talk to us about what they're doing and what kind of programs they have to offer. And of course, we have really some great organizations in this area of the country that spend a lot of time, and it's all about volunteers, and we do appreciate all of them. Stay with us, be back in a moment. We're going to talk with a young lady that we talk to quite often, a very important group here in the Harrison area. Stay with us.
Inland Waste Solutions works diligently to be good stewards of the environment. Reducing waste via curbside recycling services, Inland Waste Solutions takes this mission seriously, but they need your help. When putting your waste and recyclables in their respective curbside containers, be sure that cross-contamination doesn't occur. Please only place recyclable materials in the yellow top bins. Check your recycling do's and don'ts list before you throw any item into the yellow top recycle bin. Together we can make a difference. Inland Waste Solutions, local people serving local people in Harrison.
Summer is here, and Harness Boots and Shoes has some of the hottest brands and styles available at great prices. You'll find a huge selection of sandals by Chaco for men, women, and children in various styles and colors. Birkenstock footwear sets the standard for comfort, quality, and functionality and continues to be one of their most popular brands. New for the season is their Tony Lama casual shoes for men and boys and the all-new Ariat Cruiser Classic slip-on for women. Their selection of Twisted X continues to grow with the latest and new styles. Get in the swing of summer at Harness Boots and Shoes on the Square in Harrison.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Our guest in the studio this morning for the first part of the show is Chris Kendall. She's the director of the Boone County Senior Center, Wellness Center, and Senior Center. Thank you, Chris, for coming in. As always, it's good to have you. So many things they do at the Boone County Senior Center. It's a great place for these seniors to go and get together and visit and have great meals and activities, and if you haven't been out there, you just need to go. It's a very vibrant facility. They do a lot of things there that these seniors really need at the point in their life, and I think you would agree with that. They really do good.
That's right.
Always good to see you. And July is always, you got different things going on. We're going to talk about one particular thing with Chris in just a moment. It's kind of a fundraiser. It's an annual event. But maybe just kind of go through some of the stuff in July that like you got coming up here in the month of July.
Okay, great. Yeah, we have several things in July. We have of course, we have our regular exercise classes, but
yes,
we have a trip to Mystic Caverns that's coming up. And then we also have a cooking for 1 or 2 class that will be coming up. Now, that's a two-part class. One is on July 20th, is that correct?
That's right.
And the other is on July 27th, a week later. And that will be at the Senior Center. It is a hands-on workshop, and it's presented by the County Extension Office.
Nice.
And they come over and do it at no charge to us. And I don't believe that there's a charge for the clients either. But we're very limited on our kitchen space, and so if you want in on that, please be sure and contact us at the Senior Center, or you can contact Trudy at the Extension Office.
You know, the Extension Service does some really good things for the area, and this is just an example of something. Of course, you know, if you're a senior, and I know me personally, I'm just me to cook for. It's hard sometimes to prepare meals, and you know, you want leftovers are okay, but you don't want to have leftovers for a week. So this will be a good class for these seniors.
It will be, yes, it will.
To learn how to cook it.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and talk about your actually a big event coming up, the 4th annual Meals on Wheels Car and Bike Show.
It is. Yes, that will be July 21st at the Senior Center, and this is our 4th annual, and so we've learned a lot of lessons throughout the years, and we have grown each year too, and so that's great. We've gotten more cars and more cars each year, and we hope to grow even more this year. We will have registration from 9 a.m. till noon, and then at 1 o'clock we will present awards. We have a barbecue pulled pork sandwich available, and all the fixings that goes along with it for $6. And you know, so it's a great meal at a great price, and you get a drink along with that as you know, as part of the meal deal. And we'll have door prizes that we'll be giving out throughout the day as well. And if you would like more information, you can either come by the Senior Center, you can call me at the Senior Center. The number is 741-1505. And I have an email, of course, that's ckendall, KENDALL, at AAANWAR.org.
Very good. Well, I did notice on here, I'm just looking at the bulletin, they're asking for a donation if you want to put your car in. Is that right?
Yes,
$25 donation.
It's $25 donation.
And then they're going to give different first, second place prizes, etc., for the different awards presentation. And you know, there's a lot of car shows do well around here. So you know, if you're out there and you're watching the show and you'd like to put your car or your motorcycle in to the show, it'll be fun, and also it's a very good cause, obviously, to be able to do that. And it's going, actually, specifically, this is going for the Meals on Wheels program.
It is. Right? It helps our Meals on Wheels program, but it also helps the other activities and things that we have at the Senior Center. We have a fundraising goal each year, and this year, I believe our fundraising goal for 2018-19 is going to be right around $35,000, maybe a little bit more, but which is better than what it was last year. But last year we were fundraising for that new home delivered meal truck. And it does say on the flyer that the proceeds could go towards that truck, but I'm very proud to announce that my boss told me that she ordered the truck just last week. So
wow,
yeah,
hey, great.
that's awesome. We're
They've
very
been working
excited
on
about
this,
that.
trying to get money in for the new Meals on Wheels vehicle for a long time. It's a very expensive thing to have to purchase. But I didn't know. I was going to ask you how you did. So
yes,
you come up with the money for that.
We did it, and very excited to get that new truck. Even after we order it, though, it takes 6 months to a year to actually receive the truck.
Really?
And so, you know, we still have a little bit of a wait to go. You know, we can still use volunteers on those home delivered meal routes, and we have a few days and a couple of routes that we still need volunteers to pick up those hours.
Yeah. You might just kind of tell people a little bit about some of the things we talk about each time, but somebody might be watching the show that haven't seen you on before. Kind of what you do at the Senior Center. I mean, obviously the meal program and some of the other stuff that you do there.
Sure. We have a congregate meal each day, and we do receive 49% of our funding through state and federal grants, but we are a nonprofit organization. And so the other 51% is we receive a portion of our funds through the United Way of Boone County helps us each year. And the Quorum Courts also helps us each year a little bit. And then the rest of our funding comes from clients giving contributions as they use our services, but then also of, you know, donations that come in and the fundraisers that we do. And so, you know, like I said, our fundraising goal for this year is right around $35,000. And so any donations that we can receive, and, you know, the fundraisers that we do, if you can come out and support those fundraisers and help us with those fundraisers, even volunteer your time for those fundraisers. We're always in need of people to help with them. You know, come on out and, you know, help us out with these things. And, you know, we do the Meals on Wheels as well. And so we ask a $3 donation for each meal. Here again, we never charge a fee for any of our services, and we don't turn anyone away for inability to give that donation. And that's why it is a suggested donation of $3. We realize that some people can't afford to give that, and so we also have the gym in the back, and so we have the exercise equipment that you can use. We have exercise classes each day of the week, different activities like beanbag baseball and bunco and bingo and those were all of the words anyway. Chair volleyball, Drums Alive is coming. We haven't got that set up quite yet, but we do the chair volleyball, and trying to think of what other. I'm sure I've left some activities out.
Well, you got different fitness programs. It's really you've got some great fitness programs. Folk dancing.
The international folk dancing, yes, and we've just recently added Zumba as well. We have a certified instructor for our Zumba class, and so that's really exciting to add something new.
You may not realize it. Actually, the Meals on Wheels program for many years was actually only for people that lived in the Harrison area, but now they've taken on Boone County, the countywide, and that's a major issue, isn't it? I mean, that to have to maintain and get the people to take all those food items.
It is. We did hire another driver to take all of those meals out into the county, and we're slowly growing, but we still need help to reach those people who do live out in the county, because I think there's a lot of people that just don't know that we offer that service in the county now. We offer 7 frozen meals. We visit them once a week and drop off those meals to them, and so we still have room to add several more people to that route. And so if you know someone that is in need, or if you yourself are in need of the home delivered meal service, our qualifications are 60 and above, and not able to drive or shop for yourself or to cook for yourself. We do allow limited driving. We understand that you have to go to the doctor and you have to get groceries at some point, and so we don't penalize for making those trips to the doctor or to the grocery store occasionally when you have to do that. And if you have no one else to do that for you, you have no choice but to do that. We do offer transportation service as well out into the county, that we've expanded that as well. And so we will go anywhere in Boone County and pick you up and bring you into Harrison to those doctor's appointments, or to the pharmacy, or to go grocery shopping, or even to come into the senior center if you just want to come and make some new friends and have a great meal. If you want to come into the center, we'll pick you up and take you home for that as well.
I tell you, that's a wonderful service for seniors. So if you happen to be watching the show out there, if maybe you're not a senior, but you may know of somebody that may not know about all the things going on at the Boone County Senior and Wellness Center, give them a call and say, hey, listen, you should go try this out, and encourage anyone out there that qualifies for the senior center activities and meals, etc. Or if they need transportation and you know that they need transportation, don't have it, tell them the senior center can help them. That's what it's all about. And it really, a lot of times, seniors, they grew up in a different era, and they don't like to ask for help sometimes. And I'm sure, Chris, you run into that a lot. But if you know of anybody that needs help, or maybe just want to ask, well, I suggest that they use the senior center activities. I know we've talked about that before, that they're very proud generation, aren't they?
Yes,
I'm sure.
Yeah, and some think that we are a government organization, and we are not. No. We are a nonprofit organization.
So keep that in mind too. Yeah. Chris, thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you come in and talk about all the wonderful things you do out there. Always got something new going on at the Senior Center. Don't want to remind you once again, the upcoming big events important to them: 4th Annual Meals on Wheels Car and Back Show, Saturday, July 21st, 9 a.m. until 12 noon at the Senior Center. And they'll have awards, and they're going to have food available there, and it'll be a lot of fun. And Chris and her staff will be there, and they'll have people coming and going. And so go out and help if you can. It's a great event to go for the Meals on Wheels program. Thanks again, Chris. Look forward to seeing you again. Hopefully next month you can come in, and we'll talk about August.
You bet.
Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. We're going to talk with a couple of individuals from Grandma's House, and they've got a fundraiser coming up as well. Stay with us.
Hi, This is Ashlyn Taylor of Valley Springs, and I'm proud to be a Lady Pioneer. I chose North Ark first because it's close to home and I like the small class sizes and helpful staff. I'm working on getting my general education classes completed so I can transfer to a university. I'm excited to be playing basketball at the college level while getting an excellent education at an affordable price.
Enroll now for fall classes. Classes start August 20th. For quality, value, and convenience, think North Ark first. We're your college.
We all need the help of a pharmacy from time to time. Sullivan Pharmacy would like to thank all their customers for supporting them as an independent local pharmacy. When you trade with an independent pharmacy, you deal with an owner that supports the local economy and charities. Visit Sullivan Pharmacy for any of your over-the-counter or prescription needs. It's important to keep helping those that help the community. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 Main Street, Harrison, serving this area since 1965.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television, Dennis King. Thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. Our next guest in the studio today from Grandma's house, we have Cody Tatum. I'll get it in just a minute. Couldn't even talk. That's not even a hard word. And Kaylee Evans. Thank you both for coming in. Sorry, Cody. I know you got a difficult word. Thanks for both coming in, and we're going to talk about an event coming up, but we want to talk a little bit about Grandma's house, because each time we do a show and we have them come in, some people out there may know what Grandma's house is all about, but if you don't know, you need to know, because they perform such an important job in our area, and it's much needed, and it needs to be publicized. People need to know what's going on. Kind of tell a little bit about some of the stuff, and I'll let you both just kind of talk there.
Sure. So, Grandma's House, we're a 501c3 nonprofit organization, a children's advocacy center, and what we do is we assist families on the front end of child sexual abuse investigations, kind of walk them through that process. We do some investigative assistance on the front end as well, making a system that's inherently not child-friendly as child-friendly and developmentally appropriate as we can. So we kind of act as that buffer on the front end, and then we really provide that support to the family and the children as they head toward the path of healing.
We actually, and I apologize, I can't remember, maybe you do know, but when Grandma's house actually started in Harrison, it actually started in Carroll County. Michelle Steiner, who is director there, came, and she was on our show and talked about the purpose of them coming to Harrison and the background of it. And I really thought, after she told the story and I could figure out exactly what they were doing and the need, and I really hoped that it would grow, and the staffing, not that their business would grow, but that they would grow as an organization to help children out there, and it's done so well. I mean, you've grown the staff, and you got Isadora the dog over there, and a cat hanging around probably, but I mean, you've done so much for the advocacy for these children. It's just it's one of my favorite organizations because of what you do, and I know that every time we talk about the business, you don't want to say how's your business, and you don't want to say is it growing, but if it is growing, in their particular case, that means that they're identifying, right? In my opinion, and is that kind of where? And
that's the thing too. Yeah, it's a bittersweet thing to hear that we're seeing more kids, but the reality of this is the problem exists, and it exists here. It exists in big cities. It exists in the rural areas. It doesn't matter. So it's there, and what we're trying to do is meet it where it's at and see the people that are being affected by it. Last year we saw 311 kids total. This year, at the end of our quarter, at the end of June, we had seen 210. So we're pretty ahead of the curve this year, and a lot of that's some positive. I was able to get out into the schools in May, in the elementary schools, and do some safety education. Yes. And very developmentally appropriate. If someone hurts you or violates you, it's okay to let someone know. Yeah. And we've had a few kids come through that had said that they had seen me at school. So that's directly showing that it's working. We're getting to these kids, we're empowering them and giving them the education on what they can do, and it's working.
And that is so important. I mean, people don't realize that, but to take the fear factor away, if you will, right, with these children, where they will, open up and talk about the issues and the problems and what's going on and let people know. I know you work very closely with other organizations. Maybe just touch on that a little bit. I mean, like Arkansas State Police, crimes against children and so forth. So maybe just some of the other organizations that you guys work with.
You want to go take it?
We work really closely with a lot of different organizations, from law enforcement at the state level, like you said, the Arkansas State Police Crimes Against Children Division. We work with DHS from all of the counties that we serve. We work with law enforcement from like the Harrison Police Department to Boone County Sheriff's Office, and we work with both in all of the counties that we serve, and we serve 6.
6 counties that serve that. From the judicial side of it, when it gets to that point, are you still involved? I mean, once it gets to the court itself.
So that varies. You know, for our advocacy component for that support services, a lot of times we'll go with families. Just you know, a lot of times they're split up. The parents may need to be in the courtroom while the kids aren't, and vice versa. We can just kind of hang out. You know, at that point, maybe we're coloring or playing, you know, games on a tablet or whatever it is. Just being someone that they've known for a while, a familiar face, to be in an unfamiliar territory with them. You know, but also on this other side of it, we may go to court to testify during, you know, our interviews and things with kids. So we're involved in that in just various ways. And really, again, you know, that system, just like the investigative system, is just, it's not made for kids. And so we do our best to, you know, make it a little bit better.
Do you get, I guess the question I'd have would, do you get more referrals, I guess, I hate to say that, maybe that's the word to use, from individuals or the agencies, or where do you find most of your referrals?
Well, primarily anything that we're going to see to provide the investigative support services will have to come from an investigative entity.
Okay.
So in that way, they do come kind of all, quote unquote, from, you know, DHS and state police, crimes against children. But that being said, you know, we've got mandated reporters all over this community that are the ones that are identifying these problems first and calling that in. And, you know, that's something that we're big proponents of, is getting that education to our mandated reporters. And that's another thing that I'm very passionate about, is getting with our teachers and just different organizations and letting them know, you know, not just the little online training, but some real practical advice on it and what it looks like, what happens when that occurs and everything. So it's a team effort, it's a community effort, and that's really how we get it done.
I would think the schools, because if you think about it, these kids, I mean, they spend a lot of time in some type of a school environment. And I would think the schools would be a major source with the counselors and the teachers recognizing issues or seeing an issue, so to speak, not knowing in depth what it is, but to be able to contact your organization and help out there and that type of thing. We got a new location that's in Berryville. How's it going? How's the Berryville location coming along? Is it up and going? I mean, are you at the same level as you are here, or as far as seeing children up there, or how's your staffing and so forth going up there?
So we travel between the 2 locations. We don't have everything up and running over there, but we've had some great support in the area. We've gotten our medical table over there, so slowly but surely just kind of grabbing those big pieces and getting it put together. For our basic services, you know, seeing the families and doing those first day kind of stuff, we're able to do that over there. I'm still working on getting counseling added over there, as well as the medical component, but it's well on the way. I think we're further ahead than we thought we'd be, and so that's always nice. And that area is so supportive of us, just like this one is. So, you know, our growth over there is just going to continue.
You know, speaking of growth, when you think about, of course, Northwest Arkansas, Kayla, you and I were talking about the growth over there is just crazy. But even Green Forest, Berryville, Carroll County, because of industry in that area, the schools are having to expand and building new school systems and so forth. So I would assume that, again, in your situation, that there's a bigger and bigger need for your services for that area, just like Harrison, that type of thing. In 6 counties, you cover basically 6 counties now.
Yes, sir.
What counties are you doing? I mean, I forget that.
It's Boone, Newton, Carroll, Madison, Marion, and Baxter.
And Baxter, okay. So 14th district plus Carroll, you got Carroll County, kind of it's out of the 14th district over there and so forth. from individuals' standpoint, you know, a lot of people don't like to get in other people's business, if you will, but sometimes you need to. As far as individuals, kind of taken away from the school side of it, from individuals that are in the community that may think there's a situation, how is the best way for them? Would they go through the state? I mean, what if somebody thinks there's a situation? You never want to.
Well, if someone thinks there's
everybody's
a situation,
innocent until proven guilty, obviously.
right? The whole process starts with the Arkansas Child Abuse Hotline, and
Okay.
you know, like you said, people don't like to get into people's business, but I would implore them to think about the consequences of not stepping into a
Yes.
situation. We're dealing with a vulnerable population of kids. We're dealing with kids who, you know, and the reality is, if you grow up with abuse, you don't know any different. I mean, that's the world to you. So it's our job. I mean, that is more than anything else in the world, I think, our job to protect them. And so if we have that knowledge and we need to do the right thing, it's not our job to call the hotline and say this person's guilty, throw them in jail. You're reporting a suspicion that you have
Right.
for a reason,
Right.
and then that will be looked into, and that kid's going to be made sure that they're safe.
Right. And then if it's not if it's not exactly what you thought it was, then it's everything okay. But at least you did your part as a citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got about 3 minutes. Let's talk about the rag ball tournament. Are you going to be playing? You're not playing.
I'm not going to be playing.
Okay.
Not this year. I'm going
Okay.
to sit it out.
Let's talk about the rag ball, which is a big event coming up.
So we're having our 6th annual rag ball tournament on Saturday, August 4th. It's going to be an all-day tournament once again. We're going to kick things off around 8 a.m. and hopefully close out by about 11. Last year that didn't happen. We were at the fields until 1. But we're hoping to get to bed just a little bit earlier this year. We have 32 slots for teams this year. We're trying to get a little bigger each year that we have this, and right now we have about 28, 29 filled. So we still have about 4 or 5 slots available, so teams can sign up to play with us, you know, online, or they can contact us directly through Facebook.
Okay.
And this is one of my favorite events, especially that's in Boone County, because it's really great to see. It's kind of like what Cody said earlier. It's always a community effort.
Right.
And with this, like we said earlier, we serve 6 counties, and already right now we have teams from 5 of the 6 counties that we serve. We have them coming from Washington and Benton counties, from Searcy County. People are coming from all over to come and support Grandma's House and find out more about what we do, and just kind of hold up a candle for these children that we see.
What's your cost per team to play?
It's $200 a team, and within that gives you, I think you get 10 T-shirts per team.
Okay. Well, that's very reasonable for a team entry. I mean, if you think about, I mean, I've been involved in small kids programs and so forth, and adult softball played a little bit. I mean, 200 to 300 is about what most entries are, so that's a good deal. Got about a minute left. We want to encourage anyone out there that can get a team together. Don't have many slots left, so it'd be better to go online to sign up. Just go online.
If they want to go online, that'll be great. We have an entire page on our website dedicated to sign-ups, and where they can go ahead and pay online, or if they want to wait, they can do that too. And it just gives you details about the day, and we're going to get more as they're coming out. We're going to have concessions with food, Gatorade, water. We're going to try to keep everybody covered all day, because last year it got hot.
And that's at the sports complex.
We're playing at 5 different fields this year, but eventually we all are going to wind up at the same place.
Okay, yeah, they have to use a lot of different fields. Ragball's a lot of fun. If you haven't played, get your team together and support Grandma's House. It's a wonderful organization, and they need your help. They get funding, but they need extra funding to support the programs. Okay, thank you for dropping in today. Come and see us again. You have to keep up with her. Probably have to
I do my best.
put a GPS
Yeah,
on her. She's running all over the place. Cody, thank you so much.
Too.
Kaylee, thank you. Good to see you. Support Grandma's House any way you can. They're a great organization. They help these kids in need. Thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. We hope we brought some information to you perhaps you didn't know about. We'll see you again next time.